Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I am Frizzell and I am so glad that you decided to join us today. So for today's video, we do have a very special video. I have been on a personal journey this year to learn how to truly see and accept myself the way that Christ sees me and accepts me. For much of my life, I operated out of a people pleaser mentality. So with that came the dismissal of very key elements and aspects that make me who I am. So things such as the soft, playful, and gentle sides of me, I kind of pushed that away for many years, and I thought, what better way to continue on this restorative journey than to share this side of me with you all. So without further ado, we are going to be reviewing my Jellycat collection today. And for those of you who don't know, Jellycat is a soft toy brand. They have many different characters that you can choose from, and we're going to be going through the characters that I have. This one here is the Woodland Babe Bashful Bunny. This one has two different names. In the UK, I believe it's the Cottontail Bunny, and in the US, it's the Woodland Babe. So this is the large size. I love the way that the pattern is on it and the fur. Like if you move the fur around, it, I guess, changes. Like there are different colors that are involved. It sits at about 14 inches, I believe. And I have named this little fella Puddle. So this one I really enjoy, really cute, adorable. The same bunny, but in the huge size. So this one is pretty big. So this one sits at about 19 or 20 inches. So I named this one after the little skunk on Bambi, because when Bambi was trying to meet the skunk, he found him in a bed of flowers and he didn't really, I guess, understand what the skunk's name was. And it just came out. He said, flower, flower. And when I see this bunny, I think of that little skunk. I don't know if it's because of these lines that are on it or because it just looks so bashful and like shy. I don't know, but he's so cute. I love this one. The next one we have here is the medium bumbly bear. I didn't see this bear in a lot of people's collections whenever I first got it, so I was just like, I don't know, this is a sweet little guy to have in the collection, and I thought, why not? So my sister, she decided to rename him for me. Here's what he looks like all around. I think he's also like 13 inches, maybe 14, but she renamed him Coconut. So this is Coconut. This bunny is the regular beige bashful bunny. So this is one of their, I guess, more common ones. It's so adorable with its white little fluffy tail. This one is also in the large size, and this one would sit at about 14 inches. And this is the mama. This is Cottage. She's actually not just the Bashful Bunny collection. Like, it's still a Bashful Bunny. However, her tag is going to say, my name is Blossom Beige Bunny, and it has a petal, like in the little, it has a petal. So this is the petal bunnies, because they have the ears here. So if you see that, I believe the ears are like a cotton material, but they have the ears like that, and then it's on the feet as well. And I have a little bow. I put this bow on her. She's so cute. So this is Cottage. She's the mama, and here's a baby, Oatmeal, and here's Porridge. This one is the medium bashful beige bunny, and I'm gonna be honest, I was pretty surprised with the size of this bunny, which it seems to be that that is a pretty shocking thing for a lot of people whenever they are buying these bunnies or these characters. That's just what I've seen in the reviews and the comments and things of that nature. So just be mindful. This is about 10 inches. It's a very little bunny, but it's still very cute, very adorable. Look at the face. This one does look a little bit more well-loved, I guess is what you would call it. But it's still so cute. Oh my gosh. This little guy, I am original Bashful Turtle. I have named this little guy Franklin, and he has a nice pastel color to him. It's very sweet in his little expression. We have this little cow. So this one is the original Bashful cow, and he's just so adorable. I have a thing for cows, so I felt that it would only make sense for me to have a cow in my collection because of how much I love cows. This is a regular cow. You've seen a cow like this before, but he's just so cute. I love his pattern, and I named him Milk. My dad was helping someone take care of their cow. Strange story, I know. And I decided that it would be pretty cool to be able to entertain the cows. And so I decided to sing My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard to these cows. The cows did not like that. They started charging at me, and my dad had to shoo them away. So don't sing that song to cows. They don't like that song. Don't know why. We have a little octopus. Oh, how cute. So this one is, so his head, let me make sure it's like not squished up. So we have the octopus. His little tentacles will snap back and forth. There we go. And this one here is, I am Little Storm Octopus. So I love this color of the octopus, and I would love to have this little guy in the larger size, but I don't think they make him anymore. But he's so cute. He's very cute. I feel like his head is kind of squished up in a way. I don't know. But his tentacles will curl back up. They have a very nice texture. Like the bottom is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's really nice. His name is Nibbles. And the reason his name is Nibbles is because my dog has an octopus as well. It was like one of the Valentine's Day octopuses. They had different octopus plush stuffed animals at Walmart for Valentine's Day, and I got my dog one, and he would always nibble the top of its head. He'll give like little nibbles on the little hairs that stick out, and so I would always call it Nibbles. Like I would tell him, give nibbles, give your octopus nibbles, and so that just became the name of his octopus. So I decided to name my octopus Nibbles as well. We do have a bag charm. This is the croissant. So these are the little charms that you could put on your purse or on your book bag. Croissant, oisant, I don't know. Next we have a smudge monkey. Cute, so cute. Okay, so this one, oh my gosh, his name is George, of course, because Curious George. Yeah, his little eyes. Oh my gosh, his face is so, oh, so sweet. Here's another smudge, and it actually matches me. I have two of these. It just happened. I know some people will collect one for the shelf and one for snuggles, and I didn't know what my vibe was gonna be. Some people keep the tags like on forever, and some take them off. I didn't know what I was doing. This is, my name is Smudge Lavender Rabbit. So this one is the one with the tag, and I just keep it on display. I don't ever really touch this one. Because I understand that they do get that loved look, the look where they're just a little bit fuzzy, or I don't know how to explain it, but the fur looks different after you snuggle them a bit. So yeah, I get it. I understand why people do that, but I just didn't know what type of collector I was gonna be, and I don't know that if I knew, if I would have collected two of this one. So this is a puzzle, and we have two of them. Puzzle, cute, cute. Next we have another croissant, a croissant. This one says, my name is Small Amusable Croissant. So this is the Amusable line, where they have like objects that will have little faces. Love this guy. He's so cute. I love this little fella. This is Roderick Rhinoceros, and I have named him Spoon. Spoons look very innocent, and I feel that this rhinoceros reminds me of a spoon. Look at his eyes. His eyes are so like soft and cuddly. It looks like he just wants to cuddle, and oh, he's so cute. Oh my gosh. Yep. So this is Spoon, and his little body is just the cutest thing you've ever seen. Another bunny. With the Luxe bunnies, they are a bit different than the bashful bunnies. So they have the sparkly nose. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but they have the sparkly nose, and they have the white fluffy tails, and their fur is a bit different than the bashful bunnies. However, they're still just as sweet and soft. They just have a different texture to them. But this one, I cannot remember what this one's manufacturer name is. I don't know. I will say that I was really excited about this one. I looked high and low, and it was pretty sold out. But I did eventually find it. And this one has that more of a loved look. But mind you, this one was only snuggled a couple of times. So I think that is a great way to determine maybe what kind of collector you want to be. Because again, this one was only snuggled a couple of times, and it already does look well loved. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're wanting to start a collection, I think that would have been helpful for me to know. Because I probably would have wanted to keep the fur on this one a bit more pristine, but still a very lovely bunny. The bunny's name is Pascal. This is the, I don't know if it's the rainbow or the sky dragon. I think it's the sky dragon. But this little guy, he is a hot commodity. People seem to really like him. I guess it's just because of how lovely the colors are, with his spine having the rainbow colors. For this one, he does have plush wings. He has beans in his tummy, and then little beans in his feet. I have named this little fella Toulouse, and he actually has a mama. Here's his mama. This one is, my name is Huge Rose Dragon. So this one is a bit different. It does have the wings that are not a cotton, not a fuzzy texture, but it is still very soft. I personally don't mind this texture. But this is Duchess, and this is Toulouse. So I named them after the Aristocats. When I see this dragon, it just reminds me of a very royal dragon. This is the large size, and this is the huge. This is the bashful dragon, and he is the size big. So I decided to name this little guy Hiccup because I believe they also have a book that's called The Hiccupy Dragon. I saw it in passing one day, and it kind of just stuck. I was like, that's really cute. So his name is Hiccup, and he has these very lovely suede wings. Next, we have a butterfly. I decided to name this little butterfly Honeysuckle. Whenever I was younger, we would go on walks with my mom, and we would go find the honeysuckle trees or bushes, and we would take the honeysuckles, the little stem, and we would, they had like little, I guess it was honey at the end of it. And it also reminds me of the museum that we would go to as kids in North Carolina. They would have a butterfly exhibit where you could go in and all the butterflies are flying around. They might land on you. You can be up close with them. And so this one is just really sweet and special for that reason. And its tag, it does say my name is Beatrice Butterfly. So that's its manufacturer name, and I named it Honeysuckle. And she's just so darling, so sweet. This one is a smudge bunny, and it is the big version. So this is the biggest one, I believe. And this one is named Apple. This is the smudge elephant. This is the big size, and his name is Orchard. You see what I did there? Apple Orchard. Next, we have this sweet smudge lamb. So this one is also very special to me because my dad was involved with this particular purchase. I was in the store trying to figure out what I was gonna get. I was looking at more bunnies, and my dad was like, "You have enough bunnies, as we clearly see. I have a lot of bunnies." And he referenced our faith whenever I showed him this one, and that kind of sold it for me. Just remembering the sacrifice that Jesus Christ did for us, him being the Lamb of God, dying on the cross for our sins and rising from the grave to save us all. It's just such a sweet reminder for me. And he sits on my bed. He definitely has had a name change here or there. I couldn't figure it out at first, but I decided to name him Powder. Next, we have this bashful dino. And I decided to name this one Kiwi because growing up I was really into kiwis. And he has these little spikes. This is the huge Bartholomew bear, and he has been named Biscuit. I have a really, really big Bartholomew bear. So this one I decided to name Buttermilk, butter for short. He reminds me of this bear that I was gifted when I was a little girl by my dad, and I had two bears to choose from, and there was a bear that was more of a golden color, and I decided to choose that one. It was a difficult time of my childhood, and I felt that I had to kind of put on a more adult exterior and be very serious just because of different things that were happening in my life at that time. And that particular teddy bear was a very safe space for me to kind of let go of that seriousness and be able to cuddle it and be sad if I wanted to be sad. And he was just very special to me, and his name was Mr. Teddy. That's what kind of started my collection as a whole, not just Jellycats, but Mr. Teddy kind of sparked it because I did lose Mr. Teddy to a dog that I owned at the time. That dog became very intimate with Mr. Teddy, and it no longer felt like it was my Teddy. So I was on this journey for many years trying to find another Mr. Teddy, and it just kind of grew into a collection. And this one is the one that kind of reminds me the most of Mr. Teddy, and so that's why this one is so special. I also have him in the bag charm. So here's another Bartholomew bear in the little bag charm. This one is one that goes on one of my purses. Next, we have a pig. So this little guy is very similar to the Bartholomew bear in the way that it's shaped and the fur. So this one is very cute, a very cute pink color with floppy ears. And this one is huge Barnabas pig, but I have renamed this pig Pasture. This one is Sigmund Seal. I have renamed him Strudel. I believe this one is a retired one. So with Jellycat, they do this clever thing where they retire their Jellycats pretty quickly, which makes it quite more exciting for the collectors to know if they're going to get it or not, because it can easily sell out and then it will be gone maybe forever. So I think that's a very clever way that they do their marketing and things of that nature, but you do have to be mindful of that. He has the little rolls on the back of his neck, and I love that because it reminds me of my puppy Bamboo. He has little neck rolls. Next we have a caterpillar. So this little guy, he kind of curves up like this. He's very little, and his name is Carrie's caterpillar. However, my sister renamed him Book. This is Book. Whenever I think of caterpillars, I am often reminded of the caterpillar catcher that I had growing up. I would collect different insects, and there's a time in a caterpillar's life when they go into a cocoon. However, I was not aware that these caterpillars were doing that. They were different types of caterpillars that I had not seen before. So they looked to be in this webby substance in my caterpillar catcher. And so I, being a animal lover, I thought I was saving the caterpillars. I would dig them out of the webs that were around them, and I don't think that I was saving them, because it turns out that was their cocoon. That is quite unfortunate, actually. Next we have a hippo. My name is Bashful Hippo. This is Lollipop, and she has the cutest fur. Here is another turtle. This one is the little bashful turtle, and I have named him Toot. This is the Amusable Ginger. We have another petal bunny. I was actually looking for this one high and low, kind of. This one was not able to be found. I was able to find it. I am very determined, and whenever something is in my mind, I'm gonna get it done. And I got it done. I found her. I have named her Blossom, and she is definitely become more of a favorite than what I expected, because pink is not my favorite color. However, I really enjoy how her fur matches her nose. Like, it's all one color, and this is how I like to dress. So I like to dress monochromatically, and I prefer to look like a crayon whenever I step out of the house in my attire. And so I think this is why this one just kind of jumps out at me. This one has a really pretty pattern for her ears. I don't know if you could see that very well. So this is the cherry blossom, and she also has them on her feet. And she is the huge size. So she's pretty big, but she's so cute. We have the small version. I think this is just the medium size. Again, very small medium, so just be mindful. I think it's about 10 inches. And this one I have named Posy. So cute. This is the Luxe elephant, and I love this elephant. I had an elephant in college that I called Sebastian. I love that elephant so much, and I had to give it up because it did get that worn look on it. It was not so much fluffy anymore, and that was sad. This fella soothes that memory. So this one is the huge Luxe elephant. So this one is gonna sit at about 19 or 20 inches, I believe. And his manufacturer name is Thaddeus, and I decided to keep it that name because, I don't know, he looks like a Thaddeus. He looks really cute. This is the Viola bunny. This is the medium size. And you see it has a little white fluffy tail. It's a beautiful purplish lilac. I'm not really sure what this color is, but it is very beautiful. This one kind of reminds me of when I was younger. I was really into the color purple. I remember I would be in history class, and they would have a map on the wall, and my favorite state was the one that was the color purple. And I also got a purple boombox when I was a kid. So that's when I think of the color purple, I think of my childhood, because that was one of my favorite colors. This is boombox. So cute. Next we have this bunny. This is not a bunny. I'm getting a little tired and confused. We have this bashful duckling. I have named this one Peekaboo, and he is just so sweet and precious. I feel that I would definitely like this one in a larger size as well, but I don't know that they make them anymore. But this one, he's so cute. His little legs dangle. So this is my avocado, and this one is normally on my work bag because it is an olive green color and it complements it very well. Yeah, this one is really cute. My dad loves avocados. Next we have a Luxe Bunny. So this one is the Willow Luxe Bunny. And again, we have that different textured fuzzy tail and the sparkly nose. I don't know if you can see the sparkly nose. There we go. So cute. This one is named Snuggle. I named it after the Snuggle bear that's on the laundry softener bottle. So that Snuggle bear, that's who this one is named after. This one is the Scarlet Luxe Bunny, and it is the huge one. It has the white fluffy tail and the sparkly nose. Ooh, sparkly nose. Sparkly nose. Okay, so for this one, I definitely I have been torn with the name for this one because my original reasons for getting this red bunny is because I was looking for a Clifford plush for my collection. So Clifford, the big red dog, he's amazing. And I wanted to have that vibrant red color in my collection, just in my collection as a whole. And I guess I couldn't really find the type of plush I was looking for. When I saw this one, I think my thoughts were, okay, this is a very vibrant red. Maybe this will soothe my desire to have that red Clifford. So I got it. It was during the holidays that I got this one, like December 2024. And I decided to name it Christmas, but then I changed it to Peppermint. And now I'm thinking, why didn't I just name it Clifford? So this one name is loading, name in progress. If you guys have any suggestions of what his name should be, please let me know. I'm open to suggestions. I definitely like those 3 names, but I can't decide. I simply can't decide. This is Sprinkle, and his manufacturer name is Azure Luxe Bunny. This is the large or the huge version, and he has many different colors on him. If you see up close, he has the greens, the pinks. I think there's some purple in there, and the blue. We have another Luxe Bunny. So this one is, let me see here. Let me get this tag. Okay, so this one is Big Bashful Luxe Bunny Luna. So this one is also one of those special edition bunnies that have the beautiful sparkly nose. I love this nose and how it's that beige color. It's so pretty, so pretty. And then the fluffy tail. This one is a very pretty one. And I have decided to name this one a Cauliflower. This is actually my only Luxe that I have left with the tag on it. And I have been very torn as to whether I'm going to leave the tag on or take it off. I know that there are some collectors that leave them all on. I have not decided what my thing is. I know a lot of them do have the tag on, but I'm kind of torn. Whenever I see the tags, it kind of reminds me of like when a baby is born and they have an umbilical cord that is kind of attached to their belly button. You're supposed to let those fall off naturally, I think. So in my mind, I guess I think of the tags as that belly button that has to fall off on its own. So I don't know. But let me know down in the comments if you guys collect. What do you do? Do you keep your tags on? Do you keep your tags off? What do you prefer? And what are your reasons for leaving the tag on or keeping it off? I would really like to know. This is cauliflower. My tea is cold. We have this cute little smudge bunny, and this is the tiny size, and I put this little bow on its neck just to give it a little bit of character. And I decided to name this one Quaker, like Quaker oats, like oatmeal. My back hurts. I'm hungry. I have to pee. I have to tinkle. Last but certainly not least, we have the happy raindrop. And this is one of the Amusables. And this one is just so sweet. I love this one so much. And I've decided to name this one Happy after Happy on Iron Man. So I think it's so fitting, it's so perfect, and he's just so adorable. And that concludes my entire Jellycat collection. Thank you all for tuning in. I am so grateful that I was able to share this soft, gentle, and playful side of myself. If you all have any of your own Jellycat collections, I'd love to hear about them. So please feel free to talk with me in the comments. I love to discuss what types of Jellycats you like to collect. That's all for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember that Jesus loves you and I love you too.